chat, see if anyone is here yet. I'm currently digging up something extremely disturbing for us to go through and read. The two I've got so far are actually completely disgusting. Let me see here. Is anyone here? Yes, hello. I can actually breathe. My voice is still recovering a little bit. I was planning on putting a video out today, but my voice was still going in and out all day today. Hey, Tim Willis, Damn Gypsy, Nella Wolf, Jace Levy, Ghost Bloodhound. Hello. Hello. I don't want to mispronounce your name. I'm going to guess Mayuj. I can't say it. I'm so sorry. The fam element. How about I say Oergy? I know I butchered that name. I'm so sorry. Kahlest, hello. Ghost Eagle, hello. Man, I feel like I have to apologize to everyone, although it's not my fault. But I did get extremely sick in May, on top of which my dog got extremely sick. I'd come to find out she was extremely sick for a long time, and I don't want to be or say the really bad words out loud, but she's probably not going to get any better. So I said your last name right. Wow. Okay, cool. So at least I can come on here and live stream. I've got two really messed up stories to choose from. I'm trying to find a third option, and then you guys can vote on it. Let's see here. Actually, this one's not so bad, but it's kind of got one that's paranormal, but two of them are not. And if I know my fan base, or I don't want to say fan base, that sounds wrong. If I know my subscribers, I feel like fan base is not the right word for that, but Phantom Zone, hello. Let me see here. Okay, so we've got our three options here. The first one being, waiting for it to load, 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases. The most disturbing one is this one. Oh, and it's not going to load, of course. 15 stories of ghosts that followed people their entire lives. There was a third one that, of course, occasionally these sites there's like links that lead to nothing, so that's not going to work. But it was one about pedophilia, but I don't know. It might have been too dark anyway, so that's totally fine. But so far, we've got 15 stories of ghosts that follow people everywhere, and 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases. So I'll let you guys vote on those two. Number one, yep. Yeah, I don't know what to call my subs because it doesn't feel right to call fan base, and it just feels like I'm hanging out with some people that happen to live kind of far away. Bernadette Reeves, hello. For anybody just joining me, I've been really sick the entire month of May. Anybody that has seasonal allergies can feel me, but I just got really, really sick, and on top of it, my dog got really sick. She had to have surgery, and it's not good news. I don't want to make anyone sad, but it's not good. And so while I was very sick, she was very sick, and we laid together literally on the living room floor for about a week straight, day and night. So I'm glad May is over, and May can kiss my ass. Plebs? You guys would be plebs? Nah, that doesn't sound right. I don't know what. I'm just glad that you guys are here and didn't give up on me, because I think that's the longest I've ever been gone from YouTube since I started doing it. Well, maybe no. When I started doing it, I was like back and forth because I wasn't sure if anybody would even listen to me reading stories. So far we've got lots of votes for number one. I missed you guys too. I really do. I enjoy scaring the crap out of people. Or, I mean, some people say they just listen to me to go to sleep, which is fine too. I do that too sometimes. I listen to people just because their cadence relaxes me and I go to sleep. So, Family. That's true. It does feel more like that, just talking to people. Um, Bitty Bitty, hello, hello. So I think we are going to read 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases. Man, I really hope I haven't read this before. I don't think I have, but all right. Here's the first one. And I'll keep checking the chat in between. So, a friend of mine is a forensic scientist, and her department dealt with burglary cases only, usually generating pretty interesting stuff to tell people. But her only good story is that once she got a pair of gloves found at the crime scene, she went to examine them and felt that there was something hard inside. She turned the glove up to get it out, and out falls a thumb, ripped off at the first joint. Apparently, this particular burglar was holding up a safe while his mate went underneath it, dropped the safe on his hands, ripped his hands out, and ran. Wow, that's messed up. I was expecting it to be a little more disgusting. This would be fun. Hey, One Shot, Inspiring Actor 23. Oh, hello, hello. My favorite, who's my favorite narrator? Um, I'll tell you, I have a lot. You know, I have my loyalties to several. Um, there is one um YouTuber, and he doesn't even post consistently, but since I've started listening, like I'll stop what I'm doing till I'll drop everything I'm doing to listen to Lazy Masquerade. I don't know why. Just because, probably because it's kind of rare when he uploads lately, so maybe that's why, but I think probably my number one OG, and a Unit might get mad at me. I don't even know if Unit listens to my stuff anyway. It's fine. But um, it's probably Lazy Masquerade. Does anybody else like Lazy too? I mean, who doesn't? He just doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks too. So I love that. It's very inspiring. He doesn't pay attention to any negativity. I love it. Ah, what the fudge? Lazy and Corpse Husband. Now, is Corpse Husband uploading anymore? I haven't seen anything from him in forever. Lazy's in my top 5. I love Unit. Actually, Unit and Mortis Media some lines, so I'm gonna be on their channels. Actually, I don't know when those videos will be uploaded. I just know that I have to give them audio by tomorrow, and thankfully, I have a voice to do so. Blackhead Kid, what's up? Hello, Wolf. I love Brothers Jackson. Love Lazy. What's another one that I'll just there's some that aren't horror tubers, so they're not really narrators, so I guess I can't say those ones, but Lazy's probably my number one. I do like Your Maker too. But I think I do still listen to Be Busta too. Um and usually when Unit reads a story, I usually will get scared. I don't know if it's just his cadence, but he can scare me, and that's pretty rare. And Lazy Masquerade, I think he just finds some crazy stories, and his are always just like, wow. I don't know where they come from, but they're crazy stories. Oh, yeah. Yes, Phantom of Darkness. Yes. Mortis Media. He is him and Unit both have been extremely helpful in helping my channel grow, especially last year. There was like I wish I wasn't sick in May. That was my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. I totally should have been celebrating that somehow. Darkness Prevails. Yes. Yes. He is just constantly uploading. Was it you, One Shot, that said you wanted me to do a collab with Let's Read? I don't know if that was you or someone else, but I honestly have never heard or saw of him doing a collab with a woman. I'm not sure if he has or not. I've just never seen it happen. Plus, I'm such a small channel that I don't know if he would even, I don't know. And you know who I've never seen Lazy Masquerade collab with anyone. If he has, correct me. And Mr. Nightmare, has he collabed with anybody before? James Purdue, you should have went ham and turkey on your anniversary. Yeah, except for I had no voice to do so. Even today when I was outside, all day long I was really hoping that I would be able to consistently have a voice to read stories, and it just wouldn't uphold. Unfortunately, also any energy that I did have today had to be spent getting some stuff done outside. Oh man. When you've been sick for a while and then you try to do normal stuff that you should be able to do, it's exhausting if anybody can relate. But very scary godmother. Yes, I keep meaning to check her out, and I even subscribe to her channel, and I just like forget to listen. Swamp Dweller is pretty good too. I found this channel Wanderlux. Is it scary stories? Is it something else? It's got to be. I got bronchitis. Have been jacked up for 2 weeks. Oh God, I feel your pain. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital, but avoided that because insurance or not cheap. Jeff Naldoni, is he a narrator too? What is your best non-horror channel? I'm like a huge dork. I really like because I've watched YouTube forever, so there's some people that I've watched since they had like very little channels and just watched them grow. And so I liked them from then, and I'm in a habit of watching all of their stuff all the time. Probably one of my favorites, and this probably sounds so stupid to you guys, but I like Learning to Be Fearless. I've watched her since she had like 500 subscribers, and she just got engaged, and I'm like, I feel so invested in her life. Like, I'm so happy for her. It's not even funny. Medical stuff is free in Canada. Yeah. I'm too exhausted to get into politics, but yes, that is a blessing. Johnny Smith, sup? Hello. Check out Daisy Nerone must put on the subtitles. Is it a different language, or is it just like a really strong accent? Oh, Daisy Brown. Oh, I'm a huge nerd. I'm not a low-key nerd. I'm a huge nerd. Yeah. I was telling my friend at work the other day how I have these 3 posters saved in my cart on Amazon for our living room, and they're all Star Wars posters. And I was watching I like James, is it James Franco? Not James Franco, Philip DeFranco. I like to watch him, not every day, because he gets me really riled up, but he's really like, I like him a lot. But oh, I like Becker too. And he was talking about Star Wars, how the latest the Han Solo movie, he was like pissed off because he was like, why did they make, I'm not even going to start talking about it because I'm going to start talking about, hey, Dark Scholar, I still have your story in my inbox. My voice has returned and I can breathe again. Oh, let's see. I don't know if my boss knows. I think everyone else knows. They don't really care. Um, I know that some of them think it's crazy because they can't understand why do you do horror. My one friend was talking about we were talking about Serial Killer Saturday, and we were talking about violence, and she was like, really, you're anti this or anti that when it comes to violence? Like, she couldn't understand that I don't want to see people get hurt because I do Serial Killer Saturday and I read scary stories, and I'm like, I don't do Serial Killer Saturday because I like to see people get hurt. I do Serial Killer Saturdays because I want to understand and help other people maybe understand why people become serial killers. Why Albert Fish, the youngest of 9, was the only one who became a serial killer. Example. No one else in this family became a serial killer. They were all raised in the same household, all with the same mental and economical disadvantages, yet he became the serial killer. So what happened in his brain to make him become a serial killer? Case in point. It's hard to explain, but you must put on subtitles. It's Linda Horror, Daisy Brown. Is it indie horror? Is that what you mean? I had 3 ladies picked out for Serial Killer Saturday too. So I might do a triple feature for next Saturday because I can't pick which one. And they're really short. They're from a while ago and there's not a lot on them. I don't know if everybody has watched Enriqueta Marquis or Marti on my SKS, but my husband and I were talking about it the other night, and I said that that's probably next to Pedro Lopez, probably the most messed up serial killer I can think of. And until I did Serial Killer Saturday, I had never heard of her. She might be the most messed up next to Daria Saltichika, who killed over 600 people and severely abused her power. Enriqueta Marti could have killed just as many, if not more, because she was doing it for so long and there was no evidence. And these children were just abandoned orphan children that she stole, sold, murdered, etc. It's gross. Ugh, vote for Pedro. Yeah, it has a whole new meaning, doesn't it? Whole new meaning. The world's messed up. Um, have I heard of the new movie coming out called The House That Jack Built? I did, but I cannot remember what it's about. Oh shoot, I missed something up there about Zach something. Where did it go? Can you tell my grandson happy birthday? His name is Isaiah and he's 13. Happy birthday, Isaiah. Sounds creepy when I say it, doesn't it? It's not like happy birthday, Isaiah. Hope you have a fun time. Sebastian, lover of scary. Hello. My mother, that's fucked up. See, when you say that's fucked up, could have been any number of things I just said. I don't know. All right. For those of you that just joined us, we are reading 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases, and we just only read one. We've been pretty active in the chat. I will check it after this is number 2 and realize I'm going to lose count of this because these aren't numbered. This one's called Scared to Death. Anchorage, Alaska, 2008. A 27-year-old woman hasn't paid her rent in 4 months. The landlord gave her a bit of a reprieve because he knew she was very poor and she was in low-income housing. But after 4 months of zero contact, enough is enough, and he calls the cops to get into her place and either see or talk to her and change the locks and remove her stuff to a storage shed so the apartment can be released to someone else. The cops find the front door to be bolted. They use the landlord's key to get in, find the woman dead in her shower, just sort of slumped, as if she fell asleep against the wall and slid down. The water wasn't on. And as this is Alaska, and in the winter, the water is never shut off by the city because if the hot water isn't moving through the pipes, they freeze and burst. The fact that her shower is off means she never turned it on, or someone turned it off. The body is taken to the morgue and autopsied at the family's request because no obvious means of death can be found. As far as the examination could conclude, she died from an adrenal surge causing her heart to stop, more commonly known as frightened to death, which, yes, can actually happen in some rare cases. The body was old, but no test showed any residual drugs in her system. None were found in the apartment, nor was any sign of anyone having entered or left before the cops. The young, pretty, average health woman appears to have gotten into her shower, and then her heart stopped due to terror. Wow. Ooh. Has anyone ever had that happen to them where you thought you were going to die of fright? I think so. Definitely has happened to me. Oh no, Jace Levy. Okay. See you next time then. New Tremors movie. I think I did hear something about that. It'll be weird. I'll have to check it out. Um, there's a new one in Canada that hasn't even gone to trial yet. Bruce MacArthur. He killed people and buried them in large planters on properties where he did landscaping jobs. Wow. Wow. Now, did they suspect that because the plants were really green from all the excellent fertilizer? I'm just kidding. I don't even know if that would seems like that would still kill the plants because all the toxins that are released in your body. I don't know. I think you would still smell something, but whatever. Ugh, that's terrifying. I'll have to look that up. James Pardue says it's about a serial killer and it's pretty messed up. Apparently, people were walking out of the Cannes Film Festival when it previewed, and that was called The House That Someone Built. Okay. Hey, these are actually really good. Yeah. What the skeletal? What skeletal the death? Does it have Kevin Bacon in it? Oh, you know he's probably going to make a cameo in that. Now, come on. Now, come on now. Want his same cowboy hat and everything? That'd be funny. The House of Jack built. Thank you. Wow. Maybe we should look up a preview on here. You guys can all watch it with me. Should we take a squirrel trail and see it or just move on with the stories? I'll wait for the chat to respond. Kevin Bacon's kids should be called Bacon Bits. That's hilarious. That's probably what his balls should be called. Bacon Bits. If anyone's just tuning in, we are reading 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases. Stories. How about I read a story and then we'll go check that out. Okay. What Bigfoot movie coming out? Hello, everyone. Hello. All right. Let's see here. Number 3, I believe. I'm gonna lose count, so I might stop telling you what number it is. Anyway, this is a story from my fake uncle, a forensic officer who was leading a team of juniors in a suicide case. The victim of the suicide had filled a water pressure-based fire extinguisher with explosive material. He didn't go into detail and hugged it like a teddy bear. Naturally, when he went off with a bang, he went all over the roof, walls, and floor. My uncle proceeded to find a foot with all the tendons hanging out and paraded it in front of the juniors and pulled all the tendons, making the toes wiggle. His only regret was not finding a hand. Like, that's messed up. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I just saw what the other one is going to say. Oh no. Oh no. Sebastian says, weirdly enough, Kevin Bacon's kids, Valentine's, is in the movie. Wow. Okay, cool. Bigfoot movies, Newborn with the Boys, Valentine's. It's about a dude who goes into the woods camping. Oh. Excuse me, while you're here, have you actually read the story I sent you? If you have, what do you think of it? I have been on pause the entire month of May. I don't know if you were here when I was telling everyone that I literally have tried to do a story today and my voice just could not hold up long enough to do it. Dark Scholar, I would not doubt that your story is awesome. I will make it a point to read it before I even go to sleep tonight. When I was on here, was it 2 weeks ago? Or was it longer ago that I was on here trying to read stories to you guys and I could barely breathe and I got really, really sick. My dog got really sick. It's not good for her and I don't want to go into detail because it's too sad, but finally have a voice back and I will be pumping stories out because I owe you guys big time, and especially Horror Tube. I owe those folks big time. Okay. Hey, Paul. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Big Legend, it's called. Oh, that's one way to go out. Yeah, damn, I hope you're okay. Oh, I'm okay now. Hey. Yes, thank you for joining. I jumped because I heard something like a gunshot outside. Oh no. Oh no. We are reading 24 forensic scientists describe the most what the fuck cases they have. And I think we're on number 3 or 4. I don't know. I'm gonna lose track. We're not pretty far in. We're still in the beginning. And some of them been pretty messed up. So you know that. Do I need a disclaimer here? These stories are probably gonna be gross. So here we go. This one is titled Penis Pump Dilemma. I worked in a morgue for a while. Lots of weird things. One case in particular stands out. A man was found dead in a food truck. He looked pretty normal from the outside. After we took off his clothes, things started looking a bit odd. He was wearing women's underwear that had holes cut in them for his penis. That sounds painful. So I don't know. I don't have a wiener, but it sounds horribly painful. Anyway, he probably had on around 20 pairs of the underwear. Oh. He also had a penis pump on his penis with a few condoms on. I don't remember what the cause of death was. Wonder what his family thought about it. Maybe not the most gruesome, but definitely one of the weirder things I've ever seen. Wow, and what a way to be found, too. I'm not judging anyone. That just sucks to be found that way and then remembered, and then people oh God. Whew, that title. I know. My dog just farted. Those linger, don't they? Damn, those linger. Whew. Moving on. Um, Giraffe neck. Father-in-law is a cop. Years ago, he got called to a scene of a suicide by hanging. The body had been there for a while. Apparently, the deceased had managed to do quite a bit of damage to his neck vertebrae because his spine had snapped and his neck stretched down several feet from the noose. The cops at the scene took pictures of the giraffe neck and passed them around the department. Somehow, my wife saw the pictures when she was at the tender age of 12, which screwed her up pretty good. Um, just a super unethical law enforcement moment there. And I think other officers would agree that's completely inappropriate, but whatever. Um, awkward. My dog caught mange. I don't actually know what that is. What is mange? I'm just gonna let you guys know that my dog has uh, cancer, and she had surgery to remove a very large tumor, and it's not good. So I don't actually know what mange is. I know I can. Oh, that's not good. Super irritated skin, very itchy. I'm just trying to picture it. It sounds terrible. Yeah. Um. Oh, that's not good. Rough elephant-like skin. Ooh, that sounds terrible. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the stories. This one's titled Back from the Dead. A friend is a psychologist whose previous life was in crime scene photography. She went to the scene of a suicide in a garage. This guy had a project car that he had worked on his whole life. When he decided to end it all, he wanted to go with the car. So he shut the garage door and turned on the engine and just waited. To top it off, he had taken a bunch of pain and sleeping pills. When my friend got there, it was a good while after his death. EMTs and other specialists were there looking for details and whatnot. He was the VP of a fairly large chain of local businesses, so there was an insurance settlement to consider. My friend was in the middle of photographing the scene, and the guy was laying there, pronounced dead hours ago, and suddenly just shook hard. She thought it was a death rattle, so she kept taking pictures. Eventually, the guy sat up and nodded, and the EMTs were called back in to stabilize him and eventually save him. Apparently, the car had run out of gas right at the moment he went out and was pronounced dead on the scene. He couldn't talk or do much, but he actually had survived. Whoa, that's crazy. I've never heard of that ever in my life. Wow, a zombie. Oh. Um, Khalees, unfortunately, my dog's condition is not treatable. It's without going into details and making myself cry and everyone else in the stream cry. It's as bad as you can imagine it being. I went in hopeful, and it's as bad as it can be. Um, but I'm just gonna take it a day at a time and enjoy because we never know how long anybody has ever. And so I'm just gonna take each day that I have with her, not for granted. I didn't really anyways. I'm a firm believer that animals they're great because they just love you unconditionally. They don't ask you for anything. All they want is love and food, and that's it. And there's very few things on the planet, very few people or entities that will just love you unconditionally. Um, and animals are one of those things. So, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. And it's not the same, people will say it's just an animal, it's just this. Um, I watched this dog come into the world. So, yeah, they really are, Dark Scholar. They really are. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Antonio. Not to depress the crap out of you guys. We are reading 24 forensic scientists describe the most what the fuck cases they've ever had, and we're somewhere not toward the middle yet, so you got here just in time. This one is titled Deep Freeze. Forensic chemist here, who occasionally gets called out to crime scenes just to consult on evidence collection. On the first one I ever went on, a father had shot his adult son and put the body in a deep freeze that was in his bedroom. There were a ton of cops and other people from our lab there, but when the coroner asked for help removing the body from the freezer, I volunteered quickly, as I had never been that close to a dead body other than funerals and was curious. As I helped the coroner lift the body out of the freezer, which still had a bunch of food in it, a pack of frozen biscuits was stuck to his body. I had to pry them off, which was both very weird and kind of funny at the same time. Oh, these are really messed up. No, thank you, biscuits. I'd have to name my coworker Biscuits or something if that was my scenario. Um, Khalees says, now I have a cat who hates you unless you're giving him food or treats or brushing him. That's funny. Cats are they're on their own terms. Yes, they do, Paul. He's gotten better, but Duchess of, well, one day at a time, Thank you. My cat ever got cancer only 8 years ago. I had to put him down. Oh no. Oh no. 6. Element, you're keeping track? Thank you. No, no. Yeah. Glick family doggy love being with you. Yeah. Aw. I like cats. I like all animals. I really do. They're so cool when you get just take the time and anyways, that's not what we're here for. I don't want to depress anybody. I was just trying to explain to people where I've been and May was a rough month, I tell you. So it can goodbye May. Hello June. I'm really looking forward to doing some summer stories too. I was looking back at my stories from like last summer and I loved like I did one was summer 1987. That was it was a really long story. I really liked that. Anything that has to do with like the water and stuff. I know I have one that's got to do with a bunch of weird stuff that people found in the water. So I'm looking forward to, sorry to take a drink. So I'm looking forward to doing that too. What'd you miss? Well, I didn't die, even though death was knocking at my door. You didn't catch me this time. Yeah, I know. Same here. Hello, June. That's right. Yes. Best summer ever. I know it's so cliche when people say that, but I just feel like maybe I'm finally gonna have a good summer this year. And everyone around me, I'm gonna spread it like wildfire. I love my iguana, but she gave me scars and she climbed up a tree and had to bring her back down. That's brave. Next time. Okay, we are reading. Yeah. It's ironic how death comes on the scene and everything feels better. I'm just kidding. No, I like the long stories and the ones about missing persons. I really do too. Actually, I picked up a book. Actually, it was to get ideas about secret societies, and holy crap, there are some creepy things I never even heard of on the internet until I found this book. So I really got a whole another series coming too. So I think that's probably going to be with like the myths and mysteries thing. Since I only have to do like one story in that series too. So serial killer Saturdays and secret societies. I'm just fascinated with those. They're just crazy. It takes what would it cry? Love death. Just kidding. Okay. We're reading 24. Forensic scientists describe the most what the fuck cases they've ever had. This one is titled, it's very, very short, like literally 2 sentences, but it's titled The Writings on the Wall. Not me, but my professor. This young kid, teens, was playing with a loaded gun and accidentally shot himself in the face. He then tried to write, "Help me," on the wall with his blood. So sad. We saw the scene photos for class. Mm. Oh. What are your thoughts on that? So my husband had to do has a degree in criminal justice, and he has all these books from class, 3 of which are crime scene investigating investigation photos, like or books, and they have a lot of photos in them. And I personally have an issue when they show crime scenes, but they show them like they publish it in a book or they put it on TV and it's got part of the person that passed away in the photo. I know it's part of the learning process, but sometimes I feel like when it's on a show, it's not necessary for us all to see like their leg of the person that has passed away. It seems so disrespectful to me to show them like that. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but um damn Gypsy said I love the deep sea diver stories and park ranger stories. Yeah, I haven't heard enough water stories because there's so much crap in the water. It's insane. Antonio says, "This is the first live stream of yours I'm listening to from my new home. I just moved." Congratulations, Antonio. It's a good move, right? Other 21 in June 15. Huh? They not bug me at all. Yeah, he accidentally shot himself in the face. So, I'm amazed at knowing gun safety like I do. Um, I'm still adamant when the gun is locked and it is not loaded, I still believe firmly that you don't point it at anything that you don't want to die on the off chance that you could have been wrong by the most minuscule percentage chance. And a child that doesn't know shit about gun safety, looking down the barrel of a gun, just being curious, can easily hurt themselves. Kids should never have access to guns. Anyone that doesn't know anything about guns should have no access to guns either. Um, Most people that are gun owners are extremely safe people that I know, and no one gets to even get near the like I don't want to go on and on about it, but yeah, I can see how that can happen. Yeah, we have a couple in the home, but my husband also is a peace officer, so we don't just collect them to collect them. And if you just collect them to collect them, that's your thing. But I hope if you're just collecting them to collect them, that you are extremely safe person, that you would take precautions that no one that shouldn't have them doesn't have them, and that you know how to properly use them and clean them and take care of them. So yeah. Yes, I'm glad to be reading for you. It was very hard to not be able to read stories for you, but I was so sick. I had no voice, on top of which I had no like any energy I had was taking care of myself and my dog, and I still went to work. There's a few days, thank God, I have very understanding place of employment, and they're very understanding about more of my dog. Like I could have went to work when I was sick. One day I literally couldn't though, but they wanted me to make sure I stayed home with my dog after surgery, but I feel like I'm getting off track. So many things to talk about. Paintball and airsoft gun. Um, yeah, I have one of those too. Not paintball. I've never got to go shoot paintballs, and I really, really want to. I feel like I'm gonna like I get all geared up, get all loaded, step out of the field, and then bam. Aren't you done like once someone hits you with the paint gun or if you get hit with the paintball pellet? I'd probably get hit as soon as I got on the field. I'd still play, but I mean, I'm not gonna win. I don't really care if I win, but fucking spider just went up my leg. Oh hell. No. All right. We are moving on. This one's just titled You Break It. It's like 3 sentences. EMT here. We had a guy who was naked, bloodied, and tortured, then left outside in negative 10-degree weather until he froze. We found him literally frozen maybe a day after that. Now, my question is, how the hell do you move a 230-pound popsicle without breaking it? Holy crap. Oh, let's see. I'm going to take a guess that no one in the chat is a forensic scientist. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, bitty bitty. I am so sorry. Oh, God. Real Death says, oh my God, you so need to do it. So fun. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fear the Great White. Hey, glad to hear you're feeling better. Hope your dog is doing well too. She's not, but I've already dropped that depression bomb on the chat. So, um, yeah. Kelly Inkpot, my high school had a shooting gallery in its basement. This was in the 80s. We shot 22, and this was in Canada. We did this in gym class. Yeah, and you still didn't have a school shooting, did you? That's the irony of it. Dark Scholar, no. I have studied law enforcement, though. Yeah. No says, have you come across any ayahuasca, peyote, mushroom, DMT? Oh, those are that a bad trip horror stories. Those sound hilarious and terrifying at the same time. Yes, bitty bitty. My condolences. There is no amount of words I could say that would make that right. And there's people that will argue about anything, but that's exactly a good point that you say that. Weapons are just weapons, and in the wrong hands, they are pure destruction. And it seems like they get in the wrong hands of a lot of people a lot of times. Um, yeah. Okay, bye, Phantom Zone. Oh, studied. Stupid autocorrect. Sebastian says the spider up my leg and a terrifying experience of my life so far. I can't even type correctly. Okay. Thank you for sharing with us. Let's Read did drug trip stories. It's the first time I've heard of anybody doing it, so that's awesome. Duchess, I have to leave to get stuff done to do. Oh no. Okay, bye. Feel the great way. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I missed the 30 minutes. First 30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, it's already 12 o'clock. It was a kid. Yeah. Bitty bitty, I'm so sorry. Somebody thumbs down my live stream. Wow. Suck it, asshole. There's always one person that I can go back on all my videos and there's one person consistently that comes just to put a thumbs down on my video. Aw, bitch, you can just go. Yeah, Antonio, I'm now a patron of Let's Read, ironically. Oh, okay. That's cool. Man, HorrorTube has After Dark Analysis has actually got just sent a series of stories for HorrorTube, so that's going to start going up tomorrow. The Real Death Elemental, Nino the Fam 1201. Caliste. Bitty Bitty says thank you, Caliste. And she's already gone, so maybe she'll hear it back. Because I don't know if I know there was a bit when the chat was staying up, but after the stream's over, but now I don't know if it does, so just in case, and she listens back, she can hear that. Kelly Pink Pot. Actually, there was a high school shooting there. A student brought a shotgun to class. One student was shot, if you remember, 79. This was before I was a student there. Oh, wow. Mine shows 0. Okay. Awesome. Do you have any more true confession stories? Not yet. If you guys know of any true confessions, you let me know. It only reached like 500 and some anyway. A week after that got a lot more views than that one did. So, yeah, that kind of, it wasn't as loved as everyone said they wanted to hear it and then they didn't watch it. So, not saying 500 isn't a lot, but the one before that where everyone's like, do more, and it took forever to find them. So, if I find more, I'll do more. It took a long time to find those though. This one is called Half and Half. I interned at the office of the chief medical examiner when I was 18. Saw a lot of interesting stuff, learned a lot of interesting things. One case stuck with me more than the rest. I arrived one morning, went down to the basement where bodies were laid out for rounds every morning. On tables lay the usual a couple of folks who died in a hospital and needed partial autopsy to sign off on the death certificate, a drug overdose, a drug murder. Then on one table, there was a blue Tupperware bin, a big one, about 3 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot. It was filled with concrete, and out of the edges, a little plastic wrap was lining between the concrete and the bin. And out of the top of the concrete, a couple of toes were poking out. The story was out in the county. A family saw a small fire in the woods outside of their home, called the fire department, and after putting out the flames, they found this bin. When we cracked, not crapped, although that would have been funny. When we cracked the bin open, we found half of a man, about from the belly button down. Someone had thought the best way to dispose of this body would be to cut it in half, wrap it in plastic, put it in a Tupperware bin, and fill the bin with concrete, and then set it on fire. What they had really done was essentially cook the body in an oven, with a plastic wrap acting as a roasting bag. The skin was sloughing off of the legs and the feet, and the skin was discolored by this time, a nice green color. Though this was about 10 years ago, I distinctly remember still being able to make out saw marks at the top edge of this half, however. Notes were taken, and no signs of death were found on the legs. No indications of the person's identity either. Unfortunately, my internship ended a few weeks before they found the top half, so I never got to learn more about the case. But the image still certainly sticks with me now. Yeah. It's one thing to see a special effect of a half of a body. It's quite another to see it in real life. Oh, got 4. says only 13 watching. Mine says 17 watching. I got 4 what? Oh, yeah. Same. Fear the Great White. White, you really said that very well. Yes. Good night, Sebastian, lover of scary. Let me refresh this. Let's see if I can refresh this chat for just a second. See if I can see it. Okay. Is this thing still on? Okay, yes it is. All right. Okay. The next one, straight through. Officer I used to know was telling me of this kid's suicide. The parents had left for the day and the kid decided enough is enough. He grabbed his dad's shotgun and sat down on the sofa. With the shotgun in his mouth, he pulled the trigger. Blood, brains, and teeth covered the entire room and ceiling. The blast created a huge hole in the back of his head. Since the gun was in his mouth, he just sort of slid down the barrel. The parents come home and walk in to see their son sitting on the couch, shotgun in his mouth, with the barrel protruding out of the back of his skull. Oh, that's just awful. Just awful. You love reading scary stories. Sometimes it can be hard, though. It is. I have to say that I think that I have fallen in love with short and micro horror stories because I really like that someone can write something so short and get you invested in a character enough so that you care about them and what their fate is in a page, 2 page, even 10 pages is still considered a short story. It takes some people an entire book to do that, and sometimes you don't need an entire book to scare the shit out of people. Right? I would agree with my own statement. I just saw a comment on one of my Ted Bundy my Ted Bundy story. There's one guy that was commenting on it. I think his name's Darren Phillips. He commented on it so many times that I think that sometimes people don't realize that the live streams are live, and then some people don't realize that the recorded videos are just like you post it and then I'm not there. I'm not sure that some people don't understand how some of the things work because he commented on it. I think we counted 11 times. And that's from a while ago. I'm not really sure why he kept doing that, but whatever. Okay. Yes. I can't wait to read it, Dark Scholar. Okay. Let's move on to the next ones here. Plane crash remains. Worked at an ME for a bit. Worked at a medical examiner's office for a bit. Had a couple pass away from a 2-person plane crash. When the autopsy began, it smelled a bit like a burnt barbecue, and the people in the body bags weren't in your typical dead, lying flat position. They were kind of stuck in a fetal position. Opened up the bag, and I saw weird bumps on each of their heads. Asked the medical examiner what was up with the bumps. I guess at high temps, the brain expands and needs to go somewhere, and at some point, it just kind of pops out of the skull. So their brains were some inside and some outside of the skull. Then we try examining the body, and it looks like a cheap prop from a movie. I notice a wedding band on the female passenger and try my best to remove it. The entire finger comes off with it. Felt kind of bad. Then I spent 10 minutes trying to clean off what I can only imagine was human grease and burnt flesh from the ring so we could package it up and eventually return it to the family. Plane crashes are pretty crazy. Oh my God. Oh. What says 13? 15 watching. It says 13. Yeah. Oh, there's 13 likes, but there's 15 people watching. But that one dislike. I guess everybody can't love you, right? You know? Whatever. You can fall asleep to them. I know. What is it about the scary stories? The only thing I can't stand is if I'm listening to someone and I'm trying to fall asleep and then an ad comes on in the middle of the video. So if that happens, I'm really sorry. That wasn't intentional, but that does drive me crazy too. Just letting you know that. Next one, those bulging eyes. Crime scene tech here. This one stands out as I was training at the time. Suicide by gunshot. Guy went to an indoor range and rented a monster revolver. A judge, if I remember correctly. This thing could shoot 410 shot shells. 410, whatever. I don't know how to say that right. The force basically blew the top of his head off. What remained of the skin on the top of his head was flapped into the skull cavity, and his eyes looked like they were bulging out. Blood and brains up to 10 feet away. Found his safety goggles about 10 yards downrange. The scariest part was he was watching others shoot beforehand. Sometimes I wonder if he planned to take others with him. Yikes. And checking the chat. Duchess, is it possible that you can occasionally do a recording of a bunch of short stories, but a longer recording? Because these are my bedtime stories. Like drifting off to sleep within 1 hour. You know what the best way to do that is, I've got some longer ones like pastas. But going to a playlist and hitting that, there's because I've got over 300 videos, so I've got a lot. Like if you want to listen to Serial Killer Saturdays, there's a whole playlist for that, or just creepy pastas, or just true stories. Or just like a month. I've got it broken down by category, and month. So if you want to listen to them like that, and in the meantime, well, that's great, bitty bitty. But I can see the one person that doesn't love me. That's all right. Red herring. Retired undertaker here. Duck hunter in gear found dead on front porch. Looked like shotgun went off and hit him close range in the chest. Got him back to the funeral home for autopsy. Small town. He had been stabbed 30 times. Ooh. Sounds like a story for Riverdale. Does anybody else watch Riverdale? I'm just curious. Yes, that's what I'm doing, autoplay. I go to sleep listening every night. I'm always listening to something too. Antonio, that's so nice. That's really nice. When I was listening to Unit the other day, I was realizing that he's one of the other few YouTubers I know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, that does true stories and also pastas. If there's another YouTuber that does that besides us two, will you list them? Because I don't really know. I know that some of them only do true and some of them only do pastas, but I like the mix of all of them in there, and I've seen that Unit does too, but I don't know if there's another one that does also. If there is, just let me know because I want to hear them too. I like to also listen to a variety of people too. Plus, listening to people, like, I don't go to someone else's channel to get, like, steal their ideas, but sometimes, like, a story that they're reading can, you've seen me squirrel and go off on a trail. That's how my brain works. Like, someone will say something about a car, and then all of a sudden I want to look up car accident stories, like, and it has nothing to do with their video, but because I watched their video, I got the idea. So that's helpful to me. So everybody gets. Yeah, I did I was halfway through it and I did turn the video off because I was doing some work, but it was the Disney, the dark secret about Disney, those ones. Does Mortis do creepypastas too, though? No. I think he just does true stories. Bitty bitty, that's so nice. You guys are so freaking nice to me. Man, I wish I was like a rich YouTuber. I could just send you guys all something. I don't know. I don't have anything to give you though, except for my time. This next story is called Tree Damage. My medical examining unit investigated overflow cases, basically cases that the main unit wouldn't need to waste resources on, came down to us. We would get things like accidents and suicides, open and shut cases, but sometimes we got more intense cases. One that stuck. It was my first time they actually warned me before opening the body bag. The death was reported as an accident. He had fallen from a balcony of his apartment on the 12th floor into the tree beside the building, hitting every branch on the way down. Turns out, his mother pushed him. The result was a grotesque mess. Oh my gosh, that's insane to me. Creeps McPasta does true stories too? Yeah. He only does pastas. If he does true stories, I haven't seen them. I've only seen him do pastas. Yeah. Okay, this next one is called Inside Out. I was at a regional medical center in rural Guatemala when we had a case come in from an RTA, road traffic accident, involving a pedestrian and a chicken bus. For those of you who don't know, a popular but incredibly dangerous form of public transport are retired American school buses that have been painted all sorts of vibrant colors, but underneath the mechanics are shot to shit. Anyway, this pedestrian had been hit by one of these rolling death traps, which was fully loaded, going around 80 miles per hour, and ended up getting wrapped under the front wheel arc and completely mangled beyond recognition. They found bits of this guy spread 2 kilometers down the road, as the initial impact had split his torso down the middle and basically turned him inside out when all the bits had been collected. The height of the body bag was around 2 inches, so you can imagine the state of the remains. Passers-by helped pick up the bits from the side of the road, but dogs and cats ran off with a fair amount of the smaller bits. Guatemala is a cool place. Okay, I think that last statement is kind of redundant. Correct me if I'm wrong. And checking the chat. Have you heard of Horror Show Comics? He does reading videos based on the horror manga Japanese comic books. Huh. Rob Dyke? I don't know. See, here's my problem with, no offense, he's an enormous YouTuber. But it kind of seems like, I don't know. I wanted to start something for the horror community. And it seems like it's a really huge battle. You know, if I could get someone like Rob Dyke on board, it could actually happen. But it kind of seems like what I've seen so far is most people, and I guess it's the way of the world, are most concerned with themselves and not the community as a whole. Most people don't even think there is a horror community, but I feel like if at least one enormous YouTuber with a large following could help me spread the damn word about HorrorTube, that would be immensely helpful to everyone who loves horror and who creates horror in every single capacity. Um, but it kind of seems like people get to a certain point and they become untouchable and they don't give a shit about anybody but themselves and their channel and their money, which to each his own. But I don't know how to it's hard to watch someone who just talks about their own problems. Like you're not the only one who's going through it. And the smaller the YouTuber, the worse it is. Like we have no fighting chance. We can't get our stories out there. We can't get in to where there's no way my channel's ever going to reach 1 million people. No way. People hardly even watch my stories now. And you guys are really fucking dedicated subscribers. There's 4,300 people subscribed to my channel. And I think maybe 15% watch the videos. That's just, I'm just doing the math. Yeah. Look up Junji Ito's work. It's epic. I will. Yeah, that's true. 2.7, is that how many? 2.7 million? Is that what you're saying? Yes. I think it's extremely, you know what I hate is when you find a really good story and the writer didn't sign their name. Like you're not a writer that doesn't sign their name, you're not doing yourself a favor, especially if it's really good. Like, don't be the patron saint of stories. Sign your name, people, so we can give you credit where you deserve it. Oh, and you know who I've been watching a lot, and that's only once a week, but I love Jenna Marbles. She's so fucking hilarious. Everything, she's just a goofball, and she doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks about her, too, so I really like to watch her, too. She's so crazy. You do? Thank you, Angela. That's really nice. I feel the same about him. It's all about himself, so I don't know if it's all about him or not. I'm just saying it would be nice, if larger YouTubers would band together and help create a site, because if anybody could, it could be someone with that much of a following that would help create a horror site for all horror creators and not just themselves. And I'm not saying that anybody needs to help me do shit. I'm just saying it's kind of hard for me to be a fan of someone who isn't, I don't know, even if I send him an email, do you think he's even going to respond to me? And then if I give that, say I'm doing this thing and trust that they're not going to try and steal the idea, take the credit for themselves, or I don't know. I don't know. I was going to try and forge forward and try my hardest to do something good for something that I really enjoy and you guys enjoy too. Well, we have to create it. YouTube was built with nothing and started in nowhere. And people are just afraid to try to do something other than just sit on their ass and complain about it. So right now, you're right. There is no other platform we can go to. However, you can start at nothing and build yourself up because that's what every other damn site has done since the beginning of time. Will it fail? Who fucking knows? But you never know if you don't try. So I'm not a person that complains about something and does nothing and sits there and watches everything go by. So if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down in fucking flames and try my hardest to change it. See what I'm saying? Don't sit there ever. If any problem comes towards your way, any problem at all comes your way and say, well, I can't do this because dot, dot, dot. You don't know. Try, 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 try again, try again, try again until you're just like, okay, I've tried this and everything that I've done doesn't work. So it's time to move on. There comes a point where you realize you have to move on. I did tell everyone from the beginning, I will try my hardest, and May really kicked my ass, so that really screwed everything, it feels like. I will try my hardest until October to try and at least get the site started. And if I can't, everybody that's contributed money is getting their money back. I've said this countless times, and I will still try. VidMe, you want to know why VidMe wasn't for horror? Because it wasn't just for horror. Yeah. That's the one thing that didn't make sense. Like, the one thing that still is there is Horror Amino, and that's not even that's just an app, and it's just for horror. Yeah. Um. No, no, just no. That's not what I'm saying at all. No, no, no. Not asking you guys to contribute more. Liking and sharing the videos is huge. Every time you ask someone to watch my video, share my video, that's helping me because the more you have someone come to the channel, the more they're going to expand their view. They're going to tell people about it. You know what I mean? That's good. Um, Daniel Gonzalez said in 97, I moved to El Paso. There was a local horror zone zine, along with music zines. Obviously, that was a passion for horror. Dark Scholar says, I do everything I can to create an original story, and nobody reads it because it's always the same thing. Ritual this, story that, deep up story 999. They all sound the same. It kills me. Yeah, I like different stuff, but you know that. Dark Scholar says, as a creator, it just kills me. Never ever write for the pleasure of someone else. You write from the gut. I saw actually Mixed Pasta. I can't even fucking say the name. Said something about when you're writing, don't do it from a dark place. Do it this way. Number one, don't let anyone tell you how you should write, what you should write about, or what frame of mind you should be in when you write. If you're gonna write, fucking write, and you can write on a piece of paper anywhere you're at. You can write 2 sentences. Any idea can become a story. Don't let anyone tell you how you should create anything. The best music and stories came from heartache. They don't all have to come from that. They don't all have to be dark either. It's completely up to you. That's the beauty of creating. Let it be what it is. Um, Antonio says some female horror tubers who do creepypastas I can think of is your zombie girlfriend, Dark Owl, Spooky Boo, Belladonna. Exclusively do creepypastas. I mean, yeah. Um, Lady McCreepasta, Creepsta. Antonio, I do more than creepypasta. I write my own stories. Do Reddit. She also has her own website. Spooky Boo has her own website too. Hey, Spooky Boo. Man, I've been like, May kicked my ass. Hope I didn't offend you, Spooky Boo. Well, what we were talking about was, I know that I and Unit do creepypastas and true stories, but I don't know of, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think, you know what? Mother Creepypasta does it too. Because she does some true crime and she does she does creepypastas. So I'm corrected. I couldn't even, that's my own fault. Um, but yeah, those are my favorites. Yeah, Spooky Boo does a lot. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully it's on. Oh boy. You guys are gonna let me know if it's on. Oh, you can hear me. Okay, so I was quiet for nothing. Okay. Droomster? Hey, Netherlands, that's cool. Great day. You good? And you know what? Spooky Boo said, thanks, Antonio, but I have a lot of great competition. That's true. I mean, I think that people have their own preference, and I'm not going to cut down another narrator at all, ever. Like, everyone has their own cadence and their way of reading, and people have their favorites. The only thing that I hate is the fact that, and it's fine, I'm just going to say it. I hate when you get overlooked and passed over, and, oh, I never heard of you before. I don't know. It's just, it can get frustrating. Anyway. Just shared on Twitter. The share feature is so weird now. Is it? I hate when they keep updating it. It's like they're going to update themselves right out of a website. Okay, we are in the middle of, and I think it's almost over, 24 forensic scientists describe their most what the fuck cases. This one is called A Whole Range of Horror. Forensic engineer, accident reconstruction expert here. Everything we deal with is a litigation based, so personal injury or wrongful death cases. Motorcycle incident on the freeway where the motorcyclist was thrown over the median and struck by an oncoming vehicle who happened to be a couple coming home from Disneyland. His femurs and tibia and fibula were all exposed and pointing in all different directions. It was pretty gruesome. Another motorcycle incident where the motorcyclist was struck and killed by a vehicle who ran a red light. The artwork on the fuel tank of the motorcycle was a very well done and intricate Grim Reaper staring up at him while he would ride, which I thought was pretty creepy. A construction accident where a worker who exited a porta potty was struck by a backing cement truck. His brains were all over the ground. A construction incident where a worker was run over by an asphalt roller. His remains literally looked like lasagna. We get a lot of storefront crash inadvertent acceleration cases. There was a case where a pickup truck blasted through decorative bollards in an electronics store at a mall and struck a mother and child. The mother died, but the child lived. That one settled for quite a bit. Our firm was retained by the Elisa Lamb, the girl found in the water tank on the Cecil hotel roof. The Lisa Lamb case, which ended up getting dismissed on the defense's summary judgment. The judge stated that it was not reasonably foreseeable that somebody would climb into the water tank. If anybody knows if you're familiar with Elisa Lamb, you can just go right on YouTube and look that up. How the girl has these weird images caught on video, and then she's not seen from, and then people are drinking the hotel water and say it tastes funny. And she was found in the hotel's water tanks on the roof. And all of the examiners and the officers say that there's no way she would have put herself in there because it would have been extremely impossible for her to do so. So if you get a chance to watch that, but this story's not even done. Another case where a plaintiff fell from a balcony and suffered pretty serious injuries, 2 broken legs. The weird part was that news stations showed up before the first responders, making it look like it was staged. Plaintiff apparently called the news stations too. We had a case where a vehicle struck an electrical box on the sidewalk and went up in flames. The driver and all 3 passengers were completely charred. The driver and front passenger's final resting position were with their feet up in the air. They were attempting to kick out the front windshield and remained in that position. We worked on a window fall case where a hotel guest was sitting on the windowsill in a Las Vegas hotel, recording himself talking about the previous night's events. And as he was recording himself, he lost his balance and fell out of the window. It was the 8th floor window. The creepy part was that as he was free falling, the camera was still recording, and he glanced at the camera one last time before hitting the ground. Ew. Yikes. YouTube has its own chat feature, I think they added. Oh, really? Bernadette, I'm here for you. So you said, I just realized her smoke has a skull in it. My smoke has a skull in it? Oh my god, it does. I didn't even know that. Mr. Nightmare. Should find the elevator game. It's cute. It is. You ever see Mr. Nightmare's frequent collabs with Llama Arts? Huh, I haven't. Okay, moving on. I think we've got just a couple more of these stories left, and then we're going to call it a night. Forensic Science Quarterly Horror Stories. Not a forensic scientist, but I majored in anthropology with a focus on forensic anthropology. Given that, I was a fairly regular reader of the Forensic Science Quarterly. Here are a couple that I remember. Kid found on top of an elevator in a 6-story dorm. Apparently, he was elevator surfing, which is just as dumb as it sounds. He somehow got his head caught in the cables and got it twisted around a couple times. This did not immediately kill him. He died from asphyxiation. This means that he had anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple of minutes to contemplate what had happened to him before he lost consciousness. Another one was sort of a mystery case. Headless corpse found in a truck in a national park. No head was to be found in the immediate area. Truck was turned on, but had run out of gas. The wound was very clean, no sawing, almost like a guillotine cut. The investigating authorities were rather confused, but eventually they found a receipt in his pocket for 50 yards of nylon rope. They widened the investigation and eventually found that the rope tied to a tree with a noose at one end. Further searching of the area eventually turned up the head. Pretty unique method of suicide. Mystery solved. This one isn't from the magazine, but a story personally related to me from the officer involved. Relayed to me, but it says related. A call comes in for a 50-ish black woman dead in a garage. Investigation reveals it's actually a 35-year-old white male. Dude put on a dress, rigged a noose to his garage door opener, and proceeded to watch some porn in his garage while choking himself in the garage with the garage door opener. Battery in the remote died. So did he. Another case that sticks in my memory is of a guy that decided to kill himself, and I can't even read what kind of this thing of gun this is. For you non-gun people, those are two very powerful calibers. It says .30-06 and a .308. I don't even know how to read that right, so I'm not even going to say it. Literally overkill. Anyway, this guy manages to get 2 rifles under his chin and fire them at the same time while lying on his bed. This obliterates his head. I mean, there was nothing left but a stump. But that isn't why the case sticks with me. What happened next is that the local forensic department decides to reconstruct the head as an exercise. They collect every piece, except for the orbital sockets, which evaporated, and put them all back together. The result came out very much looking like the victim, although slightly bug-eyed. The before and after of that is something that I don't think I'll ever forget. There's only a few more left, so I'm going to check the chat. Oh. Let me see. Yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that was there, that skull in the smoke. It's like a profile of a skull right above the middle part of the top lip. So maybe you'll see it now. It's a profile of a tiny little skull. Not on purpose. Monkey head. Does anyone ever have her City shirt? I do. It's got those lips. Oh, really? Ah, bye, damn gypsy. The stream's over. I'm going to work on a video on my Lisa story. Oh, when the stream's over? Ooh. See? Isn't it weird how when you listen to other horror stories, it like inspires a whole story? I haven't written anything in a while. I have a story that I used to write a lot more. And a lot more. Yeah, but I haven't in a while. Love the bag too. Damn gypsy. How did you not know? I didn't know. I would have never noticed that if someone didn't point it out, honestly. There's a femur underneath. Oh my god. It almost looks like an x-ray. What happened to the fan out? Because a lot of those were really good. There's literally a video on that element, and Pink Spooky won it, and then she had merch. She still has merch in my merch shop that you can get. I made it at cost, so it literally is just the cost of what it makes of what it costs or whatever the Teespring, whatever it costs them to make it. There's no profit made from those shirts because those are Pink Spookies, and I don't feel it's right to get any sort of profit from that. That doesn't seem right, but that's got her credit on there because she won the contest. So yeah, that's what happened with that. Dark Scholar says I've been working on this story for a while, but you've inspired me to work on a video. Oh, sweet. She looks like a skull with long hair. Oh, yeah, it does. That's right. No, I've seen the logo a million times. Yeah, me either. Isn't that crazy? I never noticed that either. There's a few more left, so we're just going to go through them here. Not a crime scene guy. Used to be a first responder. Guy was sitting at a table, slumped over, with every single knife from a very nice knife set sticking out of his back, arranged just the way they were in the knife block. Wife was standing there, still yelling at him for dying too soon. Oh my God. This one is self-inflicted gunshot wound, pistol in each hand, one entrance wound, one exit wound, 2 spent shells casing. The neighbors report 2 shots fired. No bullet holes in the ceiling, walls, furniture, windows, nothing. Sat at the crime scene for an hour with medical examiners, and 2 officers search everything, but the bullets never turn up. Still scratching my head. Well, just because you heard 2 gunshots, you can check the guns to see if they've been shot and how many bullets are missing. So people don't always know what they're talking about. Plus the way that sound travels, they could have mistaken it for that. Fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Oh God. I'm a specialty forensics investigator that focuses on fire and explosions. Somehow, a lady with a coffee can of gas, her husband's asphalt covered work clothes, and a front load dryer managed to turn the dryer into a rocket ship that launched through a plate glass window and 10 feet into the road. We have no known models that can demonstrate how the available materials were able to launch the dryer. That's amazing. Seems like that should be in a movie. Has anybody else ever heard of that one? I'm going to check the chat. Oh my God, Phantom of Darkness is alive. I mean, I have been so sick, I have barely checked Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter. Like, oh, I am also alive. That is good to know. I've been watching Jenna Marbles too much, so now I'm starting to talk like her. I'm so sorry, you guys. Minister, eh? Minister, eh? Hello. Yes, we are reading 24 forensic scientists describe the most what the fuck cases they've ever had. And I think we're wrapping it up. There's a couple more to go. Let's see. 2 for 1. Man, 40 years old, kills wife and children with army rifle. Old model. 3,000 joule muzzle energy. Puts the muzzle under the chin and fires. The bullet takes half the face away. Blood drops lead to the bathroom, in front of the mirror, then to the ammo box, and finally to the place of the second and last shot to the head. In a case of someone found dead from a gunshot wound to the heart on a bridge without any weapon, bullet, or cartridge case. Circumstantial evidence finally indicated a suicide, but we still don't know how he got the weapon to float away. The bottom of the river was searched and nothing was found except the tools of the bridge builders. Uh, just checking. A man tried to rape his wife, and when she fought back, he took her by the ears and smashed her head repeatedly on the corner of a table until her head became concave. When questioned by the police, he said he had found her lying down upon coming home and gently shook her to see if she was awake. And then he went to the insane asylum because he doesn't know what the difference of that is. Phantom of Darkness wearing your t-shirt while listening to Duchess Dark. Thought you said Muslim energy. I mean, is there a Muslim energy drink? I don't know. I want pod tea, P-O-D-T. Should have learned something from Lorena Bobbitt. Somewhere I have the Lorena Bobbitt trial on tape in my house, like from Court TV. Yeah. I called. I'm gonna get one as soon as my DD is over. It's available at Bitty Bitty. Oh, listen to Phantom of Darkness and him plugging his merchandise on my channel. Let me just get through these stories. I think this might be the last one. Let me check. Yeah, I think it might be. Okay. Here's the last one. Light a match. Attended a lecture by a pathologist once who asked us what household item someone had managed to kill themselves with. A toothbrush, a rubber band, or a matchstick. He went on to tell us that a man had killed himself accidentally while trying to clean his ear out with a matchstick, punctured a blood vessel, painted a wall with his own blood, passed out, and bled out on the sofa. What? I mean, puncturing a blood vessel, I would think it'd have to be an artery for you to bleed out like that, but I'm not a doctor or anything. But a vessel, yeah, I think you would have to stab yourself really hard in the ear and probably get closer to an artery to bleed out. But anyway. No, it wasn't a toothbrush. It was a straw. Oh, I'm just teasing you, Phantom. That's fine. Maybe he was a bleeder. Maybe he was a bleeder. How do you puncture a blood vessel in the ear with a matchstick and die? I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have to jab it. Maybe it wasn't one of those, like, you know how the fireplace matchsticks are super, they're like 2 feet long. Maybe he just took it and jabbed himself right in the brain with it. Dre Day. People kill each other with toothbrushes in prison all the time. You know, that seems like it's like a triple thing. It's a toothbrush, it's a pick, and it's a shank. Oh, probably could be like a hairbrush and an eyebrow brush too. So many uses you could get out of a toothbrush. There literally should be like people with life experience like that could literally just like make totally innocent YouTube videos and teach people how to get multiple uses out of one tool. I'm not like trying to encourage anything bad here. I'm just saying I think that sometimes people with bad scenarios that go down probably have some like useful life hacks for people. Am I wrong? How do you make shank out of paper? Like, isn't it just gonna fold? No blood clotting. Yeah, they could have had that. Definitely. I jabbed myself in the head with a pillow. Was there a zipper on it? I'm still alive. Michael Myers would shove the long matchstick in and light it on fire. Hell yeah. Wife experience. Did I say wife experience? I said life experience. Oh, that's funny. People with wife experience. It's a smoker's toker midnight joker. Good. I'm clapping for you, bitty bitty. You get the smart ass crack of the night. I can do that. Ice pick. You said life, but I said wife. I mean, I would hope that a wife is not stabbing a husband in the ear with a matchstick and then lighting it on fire and let you bleed to death on your couch. I really gotta laugh at Jenna Marbles videos. Or not. Gives me great simple pleasure and joy. She's so goofy. Oh my god. Oh. Well, we read through all those. I don't know what else to do now. We've been on here for a while. Almost 2 hours. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to have to wrap it up. No, but they're using garbage disposals. Oh, light my fire. Fire! Come on, baby, light my fire. But not literally. Yeah, I feel like there's some people that you would literally have to say that. I'm not literally don't want you to set me on fire. Just in case in a court of law, at some point when it comes down to an argument and we have to define that in a court of law, I did not mean for you to set me on fire. And then you have to write it out and then sign it and then get it notarized. You guys dumb. Yeah, I've been on here for 2 hours. You can hear me start I'm literally losing my voice again. And I just got it back. It'll be fine in the morning, I'm sure. Do you believe in ghosts? Do I believe in ghosts? Yeah, I think that there's way too much about life and the afterlife that you just don't know till you get there. Um, so yeah. You know, the fan, no, not at all. Never narrate ghost stories either. Literally almost everything is a ghost story on your channel, is it not? I believe in myself. I believe I can fly. I believe I can read scary stories on YouTube sometimes. I can't right now. My voice is like shot. Ooh. I don't I 99% ghost stories. I know they are, aren't they? I don't know where you find them all. Well, I do, but I won't say anything. But yeah, there's a lot. Uh, I'm glad you guys all came here. I can't believe it's already 12:54. I don't know why I said 2 hours. It hasn't been 2 hours, has it? What did it start at 11:15? Oh, maybe it has almost been 2 hours. Damn. Well, just because my voice is almost coming back doesn't mean my brain is there, but my brain does feel better. My brain, you know, when you get sick, like everything is messed up. That's how sick I was. I'll watch your videos after this 3 months. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, okay, Dark. We get it. I really liked that too. I'm glad you said that, Element. I really did like that. Both those back-to-back ones were just crazy. Those people were just like fucking gone. Or just crazy. There's crazy stories, but never stop the shameless plugs. No, never. I always tell everybody that comes on here, if you have a channel, please say it in the chat so people can check out your channel. And anybody that writes stories, say something. Say something, please, because that's the only way that people can come and hear your stories and read them. And the whole process of 2 years I've been on YouTube. I should have made this an anniversary stream because it's been 2 years. I've met a lot of writers and they're all talented. Every single one of them. Like, that's amazing. And the fact that any one of them trusts me enough to tell their stories on the internet and let people hear them. I mean, that's like, thank you for trusting me. It's only 9:56 there. 3 hours in California or something, yeah. Please check it out. I make comedic videos and vlogs. I just document my weight loss journey. Please don't be gone too long this time. No, actually, I'm gonna try and get a story up tomorrow. We'll see. I owe lines to Mortis Media and Unit, and those are due to them tomorrow. So those will be first because I promised them, and I'm going to cross my fingers that I can get through an entire video for you guys without losing my voice. I'm not sure if it's going to be a serial killer Saturday or secret societies that I've found so many interesting things on, but it's going to be, I'm not going to disappoint you because it's been a while. Unit Media. Hey, don't give them any ideas because it leaves everyone else out in the dust. This is 10 p.m. Phantom. Midnight here in Oklahoma. Call into my podcast tomorrow night and tell a true ghost story. Okay. How do I do that? You'll have to tell me on Twitter. You have to send me a message on Twitter and tell me how to do that, and I'll tell whatever you want. Media 522. Chicago's cool. I had to go there in February for work. Get to go to the House of Blues. I'm blanking out now because now I'm getting tired, but I have to go back and just sightsee because we were there for work and when you're there for work, you're like, people say, oh, traveling for work is fun. I mean, it was still cool to go to Chicago, but we literally worked the whole time, so you didn't have any time to really go sightsee or anything. So I literally need to just go back and spend like an entire day there and see what I can see there because I missed out on seeing stuff. So recommendations when I go there, I'll ask you guys what to see there. That's really nice to say, Paul Kate. That's probably not true in everyone's opinion, but thank you for saying that. I want to be the next Art Bell. 6:58 here. 4 p.m. June 4th, 2018. In the future here in Michigan. I went to Chicago in 2012. It was cool. And donate to my Patreon for exclusive stories and narrations by me. I never went to the Navy, or I went to the Navy Pier. Somebody mentioned that, but we weren't sure. It was really freaking cold there because we went in February. And it was, oh my God, it was so cold. Check me out and I'll check you out too. I'm going to LA in August. Oh, lucky. Pittsburgh, 12:59. I feel like California, I really want to see it. There's some places that I'm afraid, like, if I go there, I'm going to fall in love with it and I won't want to come back to Michigan because Michigan is so, like, I feel like Michigan is the lovable aunt that you want to live with, but she drives you fucking crazy because she's all over the place with her moods. Like, that's how our weather is. That's what I'm saying. But went there during the summer. It's midnight where I'm at. It's cold here in February too, like 50 degrees. Oh, pff, 50 degrees. You so lucky. Oh my gosh. 50 degrees. That's as cold as it gets there. What about summer? Doesn't it get like unbearably hot there in the summer then? Bitty Bitty says I'm going to Galveston in July. I need to go somewhere. Oh, so that's where you're from, Michigan? What do you do for fun? Swimming weather. Actually, the Great Lakes were all pretty warm except for like the lake that's at the UP. Does LA got legal weed? I don't know if they do or not. Does anybody else know that? I live in the most illiterate area in the state of Texas as a writer. This is my hell. Thank God for the internet then, huh? Not really 90, sometimes 110. Ooh. Born here and lived here my whole life. If I went to California, I can't imagine living in California and not living like near the ocean, like not seeing the ocean all the time. That's how I only picture California. And I know that can't be true because there's so many people that live inland quite a ways. Oh, you lucky. Weeds on the ballot again this year in Michigan. And Michigan, actually every state should have it legal just for the financial benefits alone, but that's an entire other live stream I could get into. I wanted to start doing live streams that are only on hot topics, and I want to know if you guys want to do that. Like literally, if anybody knows how to debate, and a debate is like it's not a polite conversation and it's not an argument. It's you pick a side and you just blast it. Or I'd just like to talk about the hot topics. So I'd love to know if you guys want to hear that or not. Medical marijuana is legal here. Yes. But there's a lot of stipulations to that. Well, I mean, hot topics. Hot, disturbing topics. Death penalty? Fuck yeah. Abortion? Yep. Rape? Yep. If you dare want to talk about it, I will talk about it all day long. Yeah. I really want to be more what's the word? My inner core want it to be outer as well. How about that? Well, that's nice, Kelly Inkpot, Kelpie and Inkpot, Pink Pot. I don't know. Macadamia nut chocolates, Colorado. Yes, I'm extremely opinionated. I'm not opinionated. I just have a belief system, and I feel strongly about people that are oppressed. So yeah, hot topics. Fuck yeah. Ideally, if my computer would ever work right, I'd love to get someone on who is completely in the negative of something that I'm strongly pro. I'd like to get someone that, and I don't really want it to be someone that is here right now. I want it to be someone that doesn't know me, and you know what I mean? They just know the topic and I know the topic, and then we can debate it there. But I gladly just talk about it right there and come up with examples for it there. So I might test that out maybe Tuesday night. Just pick a random hot topic. You guys can vote on it if you want to right now or later, whoever's listening to this later. And I'd love to just blare it out. Why not? Let's see. Chat says, "Oh, I do everything on this channel. It's too hard to split myself into multiple channels. I do what I want here. if, if nobody likes it, I guess see ya. You know what I mean? Hell, I got a mic, so we can certainly do it on live stream. Well, we got to do this then. You can't smoke weed in the workplace or in your car in California, but it is legal. You can debate anybody and everybody, friend or no. You can't smoke weed in my house either, POD, or I'll kick you in the butt. It's hard to get the smell out. That's the reason it would bother me. Plus, some people can't handle like smoke around them. Like my husband can't handle no, I'm not saying I walk around my house smoking weed. I don't. Um, but my husband can't be around any kind of smoke like that because it just like he instantly gets like a really bad headache. So, and I personally, even like when I did smoke cigarettes, I never smoked them in my house just because it's not fair to have other people breathing in what you're. But that's again, is that a hot topic? I think that's just common sense right there. You could smoke weed at my workplace, but I don't smoke weed. Yeah. Yeah. I've never tried vape, but I haven't smoked cigarettes in years, so um yeah. Yeah, you can have edibles, you can have oils. There's many methods. In fact, a family member that had cancer didn't have an appetite and the doctor prescribed him for lack of better terminology, marijuana pills to give him an appetite. So, you don't have to smoke anything like that. I smoke weeds from the ground, but I haven't smoked marijuana in ages. I'm just kidding. Adderall? What? Adderall? Please tell me you don't smoke Adderall. Yeah, I've heard that when you've taken too much, when it gives you anxiety like that, you just got a little bit too much in your system there. But there's some people that just do that all the time. They're totally fine. I don't get it. Legal meth is what Adderall is. Oh, you got that right. So is psilocybin, but it was very rewarding. What is that? Psilocybin? Yeah, everyone's like, what is that? I guess I could just Google it. Duh, I'm on the computer right now. Mushrooms. I don't think I want to do anything that's gonna eat Adderall like it's candy. It's really tasty. Tastes like Starburst. Starburst. I was gonna say Starburks or Starbucks. I don't know. I never had Adderall. I never want it. Now I'm just literally reading everything that Phantom of Darkness is saying on my live stream. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Uh, seriously though, you want simulated conversation? I'm your man. I like to talk about everything, everything. If you're nothing, honestly, I'm excited now. We have to do this. Poop. Let's talk about poop. I mean, that's not even a hot topic. Everyone poops. What's fart etiquette? Like, does anyone really care when anyone farts anymore? Spooky Boo says, we had someone stay at our house who had Adderall and my ex-husband snuck inside and stole it thinking it was a painkiller. He went ballistic on his boss. Oh my god. Yeah, so he just took something. Spooky Boo says, oh god, have you seen that video, Make Poop? No. There's a book called Everybody Poops, and I'm a big fan of that. I think it's like, yeah, isn't that in like every elementary school library? He got fired. He got fired because he stole Adderall and then yelled at his boss and he got fired. That sounds like a bad, bad day. Mortis did stories about diarrhea. That's funny. Are we in kindergarten now? Some people are, I guess. Um, It's funny, but when I was a kid, I bought from a museum bookshop a little golden guide to hallucinogenic plants. They published mostly kids' science books in the 70s. For him, it was a hard day. Yeah. No, preschool. P is for poop. Kelpie, I've read that. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I should go through and find all of the horribly written kids' books. There are some just astronomically horrible ones. I'm not even going to say what my brother made in chemistry class in high school. Oh no, is it a Breaking Bad scenario? Oh my god. The poop book, I think he was talking about. Moon. That spells poop. Oh yeah. He and both him and Jennifer Garner both read Go the Fuck to Sleep. Please go the fuck to sleep. Yeah. Okay, so on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm really glad you all joined me. I'm going to try and get a video out tomorrow. That is voice pending. Voice pending because even right now it's back and forth. I had to leave a voicemail at work for someone and it has the option to listen to it back. And my voice sounded like this the whole time and it didn't sound like that in my own ears. So I will see how it goes tomorrow. Um, but I'm really hoping to get a video out for you guys tomorrow. But please know if I don't, it's because my voice just wouldn't cooperate with me. Um, the real question is, what is poop spelled backwards? Oh, from the stem by Stephen King. Mushrooms are awesome. Okay, I'm gonna say good night. I'm really glad you guys came, and I look forward to putting a video out for you. And I really look forward to seeing and testing out the hot topics. Probably pissing some people off, but hey, what is life if you're not pissing people off, I guess. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. It'll be a trial run and see how that. Okay, and everyone's already typing it. How we have to say goodbye here if you're not familiar with it. It's not sarcastic. It's how everybody in my house says goodbye to each other when we leave, and it's making fun of the Kardashians. They're never going to see this or hear this. And if they do, it'd probably just be to my benefit. So, on that note, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for coming. I love you guys all. And bye. Bye. Bye.